Welcome to the Effects Loop. I'm Diaz.
And I'm Chris.
And we're keeping you in the loop in the guitar community. This episode is brought to you by listeners like you. This episode is sponsored by our patrons who give us money for talking to each other. You guys are getting the raw end of the deal. That's not good. But we've actually, starting next week, we'll have a sponsor coming on again, and we'll get some merch stuff out. I think we kind of talked a little bit about it today. So we got to actually get it done. But we'll be on that. Chris is in charge of the money. Diaz isn't allowed to have the bank account numbers. Which is probably good. Like, no. That new Strymon pedal is for demo work. They'll get it in 9 months. But yeah. No.
At least buy used. Jeez.
I don't think there's a used one out. I don't think there's a real one out. I saw a picture of John Mayer with the Valatin, or what is it? No, that's the brand. What is this thing called again?
I don't know.
Dang it, Strymon trying to go all Italian.
With the oh hi mark?
Oh hi mark.
Is it even on there?
The Volante.
Yeah, that one.
You gotta say it like Alex Trebek is saying it whenever he does his accents. Volante. It's like, dude, you don't have to say it like you are Italian. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Jeopardy lately. But
Why, though?
Do you not watch Jeopardy? I love
Not
Jeopardy.
anymore.
Man, me and my kids watch it. We just got done watching Tournament of the Champions. I actually get quite a bit of it right, so it always blows their mind. It makes me feel good about myself.
You should go on.
No.
Try to win some money.
Yeah, that's it. Like, hey, Alex, you want to sponsor my podcast? Like, that would be the awkward moment. Like, we're like, they're like, oh, we're back from break. And Jonathan, tell us about what you do for fun. I do a podcast, Alex. You want to sponsor it? $50 an episode. But, yeah. Let's see. So let's move on to what's new, because we're getting mighty off topic.
That's fine.
I don't think I got anything new. Did you?
Yeah, I haven't either yet. I'm still waiting on the Telly Deluxe to get here, and I'm on the fence about a Epiphone Les Paul that had a headstock repair.
Oh, that's
for $150 or so.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I saw that. I saw that. If you go check out the group and see the headstock, dude, that's horrible. That looks like it was a blindfolded headstock repair. I've repaired a headstock on a Les Paul, and actually, I mean, you can tell there was a break. I was not that great of a cover up because I used rattle can, but I still, it looked a lot better than that. That guitar's actually still being played too. I did the headstock repair on that. It had to have been about 8.5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's still, and it endured a trip to Texas via USPS.
Well, that's a plus.
Yeah. That one looks like it wouldn't survive a trip back home.
Maybe. I don't know.
What is it? A Les Paul?
Yeah, it's the Les Paul Custom.
You'd have to take that to a professional and have them finish doing it. So, but at that point,
get it. You're more looking at the fact they didn't repaint it after they did it. Is that what you're looking at?
Well,
mostly?
even then, the sanding job's horrible too.
Oh,
if they did, my problem is if they did that bad of a job on even choosing which sandpaper to use.
Which glue did they use?
I mean, it's like, oh no, we got Elmer's wood glue. Like, no, dude, you go Gorilla. Like, that's the only thing I'd trust. I don't know.
I don't know either. Just on the fence about it. I'd rather get one that's potentially working, because the only thing it needs is a tuner and a bridge, I think, essentially.
No,
which is why I was looking at it, but
I don't know. I'd pass. That's like $75 guitar.
Yeah, the guy recount, because I offered 100 and he recounted 130 so it's
Well,
not terrible.
130 isn't horrible. You could get some finer grit sandpaper and finish that out, and also check and see what the damage is going to be, or what the damage looks like, and how much of it actually got repaired.
Yeah, because I got a guy that I could take it to, and even if he said no, it's iffy, I can just maybe throw it back up on Craigslist for 150 locally.
Yeah, and sell
just
the pickups or something. Sell the hardware.
That's true too. Yeah.
I don't know.
But let's get into our news because we got a lot for NAMM this week.
That is a lot. So by the time this airs, most people will be getting to NAMM,
probably,
and setting up.
Yeah.
So if any of our listeners are at NAMM, be safe. Just be careful from the germs. There's germs everywhere.
Yes. Make sure you use protection on your hands too.
Use protection. Always, yeah. Safety first. Let's see. So MX. Sorry, I'm just.
I'm waiting to see how long it takes you to get back on topic.
Diaz just yelled safety first and then just went blank. like I had major flashback. All right, so I actually tagged you in this. I was pretty excited. MXR Billy Joe Armstrong posted on his Instagram an MXR pedal that has Dookie artwork on the front. It has a mix on it, or it has a gain, a blend, and a tone. I'm guessing it might be like a rat style. Not rat. I'm sorry, green sparkle.
Maybe, because the only drive he uses is a Boss Blues driver, which MXR doesn't really have in their arsenal. But at the same time, it's
why would it have a blend?
Borderline like a Tube Screamer anyway.
Yeah.
Don't add us.
It's not a Tube Screamer. Blues driver is a blues breaker.
Oh, you're right. Okay, do add us, but at
the
Jonathan.
The SD one is the
true.
Tube Screamer.
Yeah, but I'm kind of hoping this is more of a Marshall in a box, like the article that we got on it with their speculations. But even if it is just a modded blues breaker, essentially, that's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I like it. I'd keep it for the artwork.
Yeah, even if it's whatever. What was I trying to say? It would have to be under 200 for me, price point wise. So like, just have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's MXR. MXR is actually pretty decent. I mean, they've got really good prices.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Is I think even their signature stuff is probably still under 200.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's even if this is actually a signature, and if it's not just a custom artwork to promote something, which would be kind of a bummer too.
What anniversary would this be of Dookie, I wonder?
Was it 94?
This would be 25th.
Green Day Dookie.
Did I math that right?
Wikipedia 93. So what's
no, it was released on February 1st, 1994.
Oh, you're right, 94. So
it's about to come up on their 25th anniversary.
So we're in 2019 minus. Yeah, exactly 25. So that's actually pretty cool.
Did you really just double check my math? That
yeah, it's because I remember I watched a concert where it was. I guess it must have been the 20th anniversary. For some reason, I was thinking it was 25th. When I was thinking back on it, I was like, okay, this is at least a few years old. So like, how old is Dookie exactly? So if that's the case,
you just said how old is Dookie? That's the episode title.
How old is Dookie? As many times as we've said Dookie in the last 5 minutes.
Listen, you know how many times I say Dookie and I'm not talking about Green Day albums?
Probably.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to New Neighbor is announcing the Neuron Gain Intelligence Hyper Realistic Ultra Versatile Preamp. So it's pretty cool. It sounds really cool, really neat. It is MIDI controlled. Has a really good sound.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Up to 24 presets can be recalled using a MIDI controller. Pardon me, which is pretty cool. But the one thing I don't like is the price point is $299. I think it's a little high, but I understand the features you're getting. I'm not saying it's like outrageous they won't sell any. I'm just saying I don't see Smart Overdrive doing that well. That's
it's not really a drive, it's more of an amp modeler essentially.
Well, it's a preamp. I don't know.
It's got speaker sim and all that.
Oh, we'll see how it does.
Yeah,
oh, I guess
you're coming from the mindset of like Helix and Kemper, so you've already got like the top of the line stuff. Whereas these companies, like, there's a lot of preamps coming out this year, so we'll get to those in a minute. But
yeah,
like some of us are like still on the single pedal, want to keep our pedal boards, so this seems good for us without dropping, I don't know, $1,500 for like a rack unit to keep backstage or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. It looks cool. Sounds good. So, next we're doing Vox Flies the Flag with Union Jack Mini Super Beat. So this is, they had the Super Beetle, which looks like little Beetle amp. This is also really a small new tube bass preamp tremolo in a mini stack. So it looks really cool. I think they're going for the Who thing, because I saw a picture of Pete Townsend with the Union Jack on there. People are saying it's funny because it's sideways.
And wasn't like, I saw, because I think I saw this posted in the Gear Nerds group, and since they're based in Britain, Guitar Nerds, yeah, that one. I think I saw a bunch of them like freaking out because the Union Jack on the cab was fucked up a little bit. Like, I'm not sure if that's like a mistake on whoever did the picture or whatever, or I just knew they weren't happy about it.
And Vox is a British company.
That's the thing too. So I don't know.
How is it messed up? I don't think it's messed up. It looks right to me.
I don't know. We'll have to get one of our
never mind. Maybe it is messed
up.
up. Hold on.
Because I think the one on top on the actual amp head is correct. If I'm correct, that is. And then the one on the actual cab is messed up. Because it's missing some red from the like cross, like the X portion, not the plus portion.
No. It looks the same. I don't know. What is this? A flag podcast? Get Sheldon
fun with flags.
Fun with flags. I've been watching Little Sheldon lately too. That's been a good one. All right, let's keep going because we got a million things. So Rev amps aims for organic amp tones in a pedal format with the G4 preamp. So yet another preamp.
Yeah, this one's based off their higher gain amp.
It looks really cool.
So this is straight up a distortion pedal. It's not as much of a preamp or amp simulator as other ones that we've got, I think.
I like the look of it. It has the kind of like look of the new Fender pedals. Square with like the metallic colors. So but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can't unsee it. All right. Well, that was interesting. Thanks for being on the show, Rev. We appreciate you. Right. Next thing, All right. So I'm like down with this article. Mooer set to disrupt the multi-effects market with astonishing feature-rich GE300. They're not going to disrupt crap. I'm sorry.
Probably not, because this would have to be at least on par with the Helix stuff.
No, it's not gonna be.
No.
It looks cool, but here's the thing about it though. This is what's gonna happen. There's gonna be the rogue people who are like, "Oh, it's so great." Remember what's the sound thing? The like wave machine from them. It was the one that's Devin Townsend's signature pedal.
Oh, the Ocean or something.
Ocean,
like that?
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Remember when that was supposed to come out? Everyone was like, "Oh, this is gonna kill the Big Sky." Blah da 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 da.
And we saw it on nobody's boards.
Nobody
when it came out.
No, this is. I think this is gonna be cool. I want to get one to mess with, but I don't think the sound quality is gonna be right there, unless they steal the software from someone, which they just got busted for doing.
I mean, did you get a chance to look on their website and pull up the GE20, which is already out? Because that's the only, or 200. That's the only one that's out right now that we can look at. The interface, does that look familiar to you to any of the other ones? I mean, it kind of looks like older styled Line 6 stuff. But I don't know that they would like straight out rip like
No, this looks like the old
Pod HD level.
Yeah, that's
effects.
Yeah, that's what this is. This reminds me of like the Pod Farm and stuff like that.
And plus, it's probably all of their pedals too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if the feature set is anything like the GE 200, you know, you're looking at getting 55 amp models, 26 IR speaker cabs, 70 effects.
Well, this one has 108 digital amp models.
Oh, does it?
164 effects and 43 optional cab sims.
Oh, it actually had info if I had read a little.
And a
better.
fully featured IR loader, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which you can load IRs to the Helix and to the Kemper.
So, what do you think the price point of this is going to be?
I'm not good at guessing Mooer price points. I'd say 400 US.
Let me see if it'll pull up.
300 US, if maybe.
Okay, so brand new. Because the GE 200 is $319 on Amazon. So
Okay, so probably about 400.
400, $499, maybe 450. So that's what. How much is the Boss?
The GE 100 or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Is that the actual name of it? Because I'm typing it in.
Or
Amazon
1000.
right now.
GT 1000 maybe?
Oh, GT. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, GT. $1,000.
Right at 1,000. So I would say probably right around half would probably be good.
500.
I mean, $499 seems kind of steep for
for Mooer.
a Mooer, but I mean, they could surprise us and it actually be good and be a decent competitor for at least a lower end multi-effects.
Yeah. All right. Let's keep moving. We got so much stuff. G7 promises unveiled tuning stability from its new Performance 3 capo. So
you were excited about this the other day.
I'm super excited. I think these are going to be around $50 for a capo, $60, which is not bad because the thing is G7 capos are fan-frickin-tastic. I love mine. And this is changing the game in capos or capos, that's the way they pronounce it. I'm going to go the way a capo. The pressure pad on that hits the fingerboard and holds the strings down actually like is adjusting and forming to the guitar, which is really cool. Never seen anything like that. It's called an adaptive radius technology. So it'll adapt to the radius of your fretboard. It will get you even pressure across the strings, and they're phenomenal. It's $55 is what it's going to be.
So is that the only difference between this new version and whatever the old version?
Yes,
of the G7 is?
But it's a big difference.
So what makes you like the G7 over
the other ones? The ease of grip on them, so you don't have to put a lot of pressure on your hand. So I have like early signs of carpal tunnel. So gripping things sometimes hurts. So whenever I'm gripping down on this capo, it actually holds really well. It's not spring loaded, so it doesn't hurt to like open it up.
Uh,
So it's really cool. I like it. I know it's they sound great. I haven't had any issues with it. So I suggest everyone get one, try one out. This
might
I'm
try it.
excited for. I want to get this one. So if anyone from G7th is listening, hit me up. I'll give you my address. I promise. New wallet-friendly bases coming from Court. So my question is when was Court never considered wallet-friendly? I thought
Also,
Court
when was the last
cheap.
time Quart's been relevant? Because I only ever see them on Reverb when I'm looking at stuff. And
Or
it's
in
old,
pawn
like,
shops.
90s like era stuff, and yeah, pawn shops.
I don't know. My question is how much is it? If it's it doesn't say.
Yeah, based on one that I Googled, it's looking around 450 US.
That's not
I
even.
picked their P base wannabe.
But that's not like when I think wallet friendly. I think 250.
Yeah, I mean, I potentially could have pulled up the wrong series of this,
We'll
but
see.
yeah,
It doesn't give a
they
price though. That's
well,
stupid. Why would you
hopefully
say it's wallet
we'll
friendly and not give a price?
but hopefully we'll see prices soon because I don't hate the look of these. That's part of what I wanted to hit on with these was they don't look bad like other like import brands that come in trying to be like, oh yeah, we're a good alternate to your Squire for a little less or right around the same.
Yeah.
But I don't hate the look of these.
No.
I already have a base, so I don't need one.
Yeah, they
Just
look like court bases. I don't know.
So if you're at NAMM, definitely
I think they listed the same base on here twice. The first and the last one look exactly the same. But yeah.
yeah.
They put the same base twice in this article.
A
Gotcha,
base?
music radar.
A
Haha.
base with a
Slipping.
pickup selector though, instead of a blend knob.
I don't
Please.
care. Yeah.
Can we have that more?
Let's see. Electro Harmonics. Since we're on bases, the Electro Harmonics bass monosynth was announced this week.
Oh yeah, I posted this
thing
earlier.
Is sweet.
I really love it.
I want one, and I don't even play bass like ever. My son plays bass, so it's funny because I buy stuff for bass, and I'm like, it's mine. I'm like, but you get to use it. I don't care. I just had to show him who's boss.
Wait.
What?
I think this is the bass. I think they took their algorithms for the Synth 9 and put them more for the bass. So there you go. You could get the Synth 9 and get this one for your kid that plays bass.
Yeah, for Michael.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah, it sounds really cool. It makes a lot of fun noises. It's great. Loads of fun. All right, that's it for that one. Let's go on to the next one.
Blowing through these so quickly.
I am. I don't know why. I'm just like...
You were done with NAMM before we even got started on NAMM news.
Yeah, yeah, that's kind of it. And I don't get to like play these things. Summer NAMM spoiled me.
This is one I'm excited about.
Gibson's epic new 23 strong guitar lineup revealed. So they announced their 2019 lineup, all that fun stuff. And they've got what I'm excited about. They've got an SG with a vibrola. They're doing an SG standard 61 Maestro vibrola for $2,000. But there's a lot of cool stuff in what they've announced. I do like the Explorer.
Yeah, what's their price? Yeah, it's actually a very decently priced Explorer because that's going to come in slightly less because they have it marked at what 1,700.
Yeah.
So it's going to come in slightly under that. What
Yeah,
I was excited about was the double cut special tribute. So if you guys remember us talking about the Les Paul Jr. tribute with the weird pick guard and me mentioning I would, do a special mod to it. Now I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to, and it's only $100 more. So why, why go through that pain?
Yep. So,
Oh, and actually, I just noticed this going through the article again. They actually have a junior tribute base,
yeah.
so that's cool.
They've got an SG standard base on here too. You got a Firebird base, or I'm sorry, Thunderbird base.
Yeah, I'm glad Gibson went back to that color tone for the Gibson version of the Thunderbird base, because I always hated the like lighter sunburst that they had
Yeah.
compared to Epiphone.
Yeah.
And we got our third version of the Chris Cornell tribute.
Is that what that is? Yeah.
Wait, if it's okay. Let's talk about Gibson's naming standards here. If that's a tribute, do you think that means it's going to be in that lower price range? What was the price on that? There is no price.
Doesn't say.
Yeah, it doesn't say. That seems really weird to me.
Yeah, it looks really cool though. We'll see what it runs in at.
Yeah, especially if it is like an actual tribute model.
Yep. Anything else to say about that before I blow through it?
I guess not.
All right. The Chase Bliss has been teasing a preamp pedal. This looks. Oh, pardon me.
Now you're gonna make me yawn. God.
All right,
Sorry, Michael Newman, that you're having to yawn at
He's like-
5 a.m.
He's like, dang it, I just woke up. But shoot, what were we talking about? Chase Bliss is teasing the preamp. They tag Benson, so I'm thinking Benson's in on it. But it looks to be, it's got like the sliders, like on a console. And there's a video where he pushes a button, it goes to another preset, and the sliders all change. So if that's going to be, I'm like, that's pretty cool just because I like sliders that move on their own. That's the only reason why I want it.
So you still want the Fender Cyber Twin that automatically moves to?
I had one of those, man.
Oh yeah, you did. I forgot.
I did. Yes, I loved it.
And that was the whole reason you had it too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, my bass player bought it for me at the time, and then it got stolen.
Oof.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, we don't know much about this, but it's Chase Bliss, so it's probably going to be good. There's not even a probably. It will be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Fox Pedals announced the Quiver, which you might know more about this than I do.
I'm looking at the same spreadsheet you are.
Well, no. I just know that. So when Fox Pedal was acquired by Creation and John Snyder,
Okay.
one of the pedals that the previous owner was working on was the Quiver.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's been about a year that it's been in the works, and everyone has been asking, oh, is the Quiver coming? Is this because the original owner actually said what it was and everything? He didn't like just tease it and make it behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I think me and John did talk about it when we saw him back in May when we were in Tulsa, but I think it just basically came down to the MIDI programming was the biggest issue because hopefully if you guys will click the link you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about, but there's subdivisions you can pick per preset, and then I think a waveform, is that what you call it for a tremolo, is waveform?
Yes.
But you've got those two moving pieces as well as all your other parameters for like level and stuff. So I can see how, especially for a single enclosure and for a company that's not already into this, so like Chase Bliss I don't think would have had an issue like getting into this. Just it's the fact that Fox pedals was like this. I think this is like MIDI was new for them, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they've never had a pedal with MIDI.
Yeah, and most companies probably wouldn't want to share how their MIDI setup works. So you can exactly just go ask, somebody of, hey, share your MIDI code with me, please.
Yeah.
So
Do it.
But I'm excited if this turns out good. It'd be very interesting to see if they do this to a delay pedal in the future.
Yeah.
That's what
I'd
I'd
love
be
a Fox
interested in.
pedal delay. Ooh, imagine if they did the Wave. They reissued the Wave with
With
MIDI.
MIDI control.
Yeah.
Still waiting on Rick Matthews to do an all-in-one cosmonaut astronomer with MIDI.
With MIDI. I just
Oh,
I
he
want-
crushed. Have you been in the group today?
uh-uh.
He crushed our dreams. Somebody asked if I don't know if it's a V2 tweak or like a 2.5 or 3.5, whatever version we're on now of the Astronomer, asking if it was going to be stereo. And Rick said it's never going to be stereo.
Dang.
Yeah, so crushed dreams.
Yeah. He also said that he wasn't selling special pedals in the group just as R&M, and he was, but so
You're still salty.
a little. A little. All right, so we're gonna move on to our topic. We actually had like a few that we figured we might pick from when we get here, so I think I kind of figured out what I would like to talk about because I mentioned it in one of the when we talked about Moore, and Rick Matthews this week posted, not Rick Matthews, Mike Matthews,
Yeah.
from EHX posted this week how they successfully sued Moore for copyright infringement because they stole the software, the pedal software, from the C9 and another pedal. I can't remember which one it was.
It was the Mel 9, unless it was
No,
one
no,
of their
no.
standard pedals.
It wasn't a 9 pedal. It was only one 9. It was the C9. And it was the other one. I can't remember what it was. I actually just sent it to you, I think, earlier. But he actually did something that not a lot of people do, and that's go for people from other countries. Let's see.
Yeah, it's so much work.
And the Pog. It was the Pog is what it
yeah,
was.
the Micropog.
Yeah, the C9 and the Micro Pog.
Oh god, if anybody ever fucking cloned the full-size Pog and actually got it to work as well as that does, it would definitely be game over.
Well, and the crazy thing is that how cheap those pedals were. And I thought it was interesting because I feel like Mike Matthews just kind of helped boost the sales of those pedals if they're not already off the market, which I think the C9 one was. I'm not sure about the Pog one, but the used market's going to go crazy for those because they're going to be like, oh, it's the same software, just a smaller and cheaper. So I don't know, but I think that was kind of crazy. And while that was going on and announced, people talking about that, Ernie Ball announced they were doing a volume pedal with a tuner in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we talked about it last week on the episode. And shortly after they announced that, I think we talked about Schnobel had been doing the mod for the Ernie Ball. Schnobel announced his own pedal that was branded Schnobel Tone, and it looked 100% identical to an Ernie Ball volume pedal junior. So people were going on about that, talking about that. Everyone was picking a side. And I mean, you're either with Schnobel saying it's just a enclosure, that they don't have a patent on the enclosure and all that. And then there's people like me who are saying, well, it's a blatant ripoff. Like that would be like if Keeley was modding, DS1s and
Just
CS3s.
totally stripped down the paint and painted it and the Boss enclosure.
Exactly. And said, that's not a Boss pedal, that's a Keeley pedal.
Yeah.
Everyone would be like, no, dude, that's not it at all. So,
But maybe my side of it was maybe there was something more in like the background that like we didn't see, but like the fact that the posts have been removed now kind of defeats like my side of it. Of maybe he actually worked with them
well,
to like make it, because the enclosures were pretty much part for part. So unless he's buying and then having them refinished in the different colors that he had advertised, like that could have potentially been really good for like both companies if he actually like worked out a partnership.
A licensing. That's what I thought. Maybe
Yeah,
I was like, maybe it's a licensing.
yeah, that's what I was
licensing deal.
hoping it was some kind of license thing.
Well, and you've known Roman for a little bit, and you
Yeah,
worked
not
with
on
him.
like a personal level, but
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't see him being the kind of person
Well-
that would just, go out and be like, you know what, fuck it, let's order up bulk like 250
What's
things.
Roman's
I'll have
title at 64?
I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's out
Oh.
doing independent whatever his job was of sales or something.
He's an independent sales consultant or something like that.
Probably, or marketing.
Well, that was like kind of the thing was, I mean, as Roman worked with 64 and that would be a market, especially when they got in, I could assume they would have to have some knowledge of patents and know, hey, we can't do this, stuff like that. I just don't imagine someone being ballsy enough to be like, I don't know. I feel like with the whole Mason at Vertex thing, it should be out there that like, hey, you can't just do that.
Yeah.
That like because what were they doing with the Benoit?
I think he was just like stripping the name off of it and rebranding it.
Exactly, that's what he was doing. The BBE Benoit, and that's all they were doing. Maybe changing a couple values on things, like, but that's not it at all. Which is kind of what Schnobel just kind of announced what they were going to do.
I mean, if that's what it was, I feel I didn't read any of the posts, so I don't know what all was said. I just remember seeing the pictures.
Schnobel, I don't think Schnobel, I think he dropped the pictures and never responded. I know his wife responded on the Ernie Ball post where everyone was tagging him saying, look, they're stealing your idea. And I don't know, man. I'm just...
See, I mean, what if that's a thing too? Is like, what if... Like, I was playing devil's advocate here. Like, what if they like did actually approach him about like licensing or something? Like, had him show them what he's doing.
He's not doing anything special though.
I mean, it takes a lot of like. I don't know why they would need to have all the information of like, okay, this is how you drill a hole in your enclosure to fit a tuner.
No, that's it. They don't need any of that. It's Ernie Ball. They're not. I mean, they're one of the biggest guitar companies. Accessories they own. I mean, guitars, accessories, everything. They've done everything.
Didn't it they both drop on the same day too?
It was the day after. Schnobel announced his the day after. That's the whole thing. And I think I was discussing with Aaron Abubo, and my whole thing was, well, maybe it was a licensing deal, and and like the deal included, you can use our pedal enclosures, but we're going to sell the same thing you are, and we're going to do it for cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And Schnobel's like, well, that's cool. I'll get the boutique market, you get the everyday market. And there was a slight difference in design because, well, the Ernie Ball one used its own tuner, and the placement of the tuner was towards the middle of your heel and not towards the toe.
Yeah.
And so there's a slight...
was the same.
Schnobel's was the same as it's always been, where it's up towards the toe, and it was the polytune. But my whole thing is, I don't know what happened. I would assume...
I mean, if it was a licensing thing, and then, like, unless there was an agreement, like you said, of, like, we'll just sell the same product, that's kind of, like,
the only reason
shitty if they would just be like, you know what, we're going to just go ahead and beat you to the market kind of deal.
Well, my two things were either they didn't stipulate a good announcement thing, which I assumed Ernie Ball would be smart enough to do, or they may have stipulated it and Roman ignored it and announced the day after.
See,
and
I
And
definitely couldn't see either one of them like doing that because, like you said, Ernie Ball's smarter, and Roman definitely knows what he's doing for
well,
marketing.
what could be doing is Ernie Ball is like, hey, dude, you can't drop it the day after us. You're gonna have to like yank it, like, you know. But
Maybe,
that could
yeah.
maybe that could have been part of the licensing thing where like Ernie Ball could kind of push Roman around a little bit and be like, hey, you're not announcing it the day after us, or there was no licensing and Schnobel caught wind that Ernie Ball was going to do this and decided to go this route, and there was kind of a race to market, and Ernie Ball beat him.
Potentially, yeah.
That could be a thing too. Or honestly, they both could have been working on the same damn thing and no one knew about it.
Because like
It
the
could have been like a
JHS crayon.
Yeah, and that was my other thing. I was like, maybe it was a whole crayon thing where it was just like a, oh, no, and like, but then with the pedal disappearing off Schnobel's website, it does raise a few questions. I'm excited to see how this plays out because I don't see Schnobel just going down without a fight. I think Roman's a little more stubborn.
Yeah, especially if things were like actually worked out, like how they should be. I could definitely see him not going down without a fight.
Yeah.
So
what? But here's the thing: is do you think Schnobel's design would infringe on anything that Ernie Ball could defend in court? We looked for patents. I didn't see one on like a utility patent or a design patent. I couldn't find anything for the volume pedal.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but I think unless maybe Ernie Ball got wind of where he was getting them from, like if Ernie Ball found out that their manufacturer was making them for him as well, maybe they like threatened to yank working with him.
Yeah, so that would be more on the manufacturer than
Maybe the manufacturer leaked out the pedals to Schnobel.
yeah. I mean, patent wise, since I'm no patent lawyer, obviously.
I've watched every episode of Shark Tank, so I know some stuff about things.
Yeah. I mean, especially since, like you said, where Snowball puts the tuner, and the fact that it's not the same tuner they use.
Well,
and does he add a buffer? He does add a buffer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Did Ernie Ball put a buffer in there?
I'm sure there's got to be a buffer with the tuner being in there.
Potentially. So, I mean, there's enough differences to me, but it would just... I think that my biggest thing is where are you getting the enclosures that you're branding for yourself?
No, I'm like totally against Snowball on this one. There's no way. There's no reason for him to just sell rebranded Boss pedals. Like, you're better than that.
Oh, definitely.
Like,
so, I don't know. I definitely don't see it. At least I would hope it wouldn't come down to it being that.
Yeah. We'll see how it plays out. But the whole Mike Matthews thing was really awesome.
Yeah,
to see him actually... Because pretty much from... Like, that's kind of like with Wampler. Brian's pretty much said it before. I think Jason Wilding said it before. That the reason... They had a big influx of fakes coming out of, the East, out of either China or Japan, Malaysia, some of those areas. They they can't really prosecute them because I think the patents are like U.S. patents.
They are, because Pedal Train ran into that a couple of years ago when they were hitting companies with like they just because they just redid their patent and they couldn't hit Moore, couldn't hit one other company. I don't remember exactly who it was, but it was definitely like based out of China or Russia, something like that.
Yeah.
But they couldn't touch them because U.S. patent laws only
apply in the
U.S. So it's cool that Mike Matthews and EHX was actually able to get a Chinese court to actually take their side.
Mike Matthews is like your crazy drunk uncle at Christmas. Listen, we're going to take them Japanese boys to court and we're going to win. With his cigar in his mouth and everything. I can just see it. Like, I'm not.
See him sitting in a fancy courtroom in his no-sleeve shirt with his cigar in his mouth.
Oh my gosh. Like, it would be like I think Mike Matthews just has that characteristic where even if he is to say this is 100% not something like I'm saying he would say, but even if he was to say something like completely racist, you'd be just like, oh, Mike Matthews, you and your crazy old man ways.
Oh, so now he's not the drunk uncle. Now he's kind of the senile grandpa.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you can't just say that. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Well, I think that's all I got to say about the war in Vietnam.
You can't just say that, Diaz.
What? I just can't quote random Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could hit the other topic, but I think we should save that for next week.
Yeah, I'm alright. I like a good solid 45 minutes.
That way, when I actually get my third Telly Deluxe in, I can actually talk to it.
Are you still waiting on the glitter orange one, aren't you?
It should be in
Tangerine
tomorrow. Like, if I didn't have band practice, we're recording on Monday. And if I didn't have band practice for a D Now in February tomorrow night, I would have definitely said, hey, let's hold off. Let me get this thing in. And that way I can actually talk about it. But hopefully by Wednesday, I'll definitely have pictures in the group, hopefully. So y'all can enjoy that.
Yep. All right. So thanks for joining us. Leave us a review on iTunes. Follow us on Instagram at The Effects Loop. Could join our Facebook group. We have a lot of fun discussions in there on facebook.com/group/The Effects Loop. Ooh, someone typed this in wrong. It says Roops. Yeah, the derailed the ending. All right, go to our YouTube, check it out. I've actually been uploading stuff. I'm going to start working on trying to do some, not like super professional demo videos, but at least not like crappy videos. I'm going to get some of my pedals, go through them, kind of like I was doing with live videos, but a little bit more professional, where I'm not talking to people, because we're going to try to get that going. So go subscribe, check it out, keep your eye out for some fun stuff. Email us at theeffectsloop@gmail.com.
We'll get back to you in 10 to 17 business days.
No, I actually respond. Like, if it's something like I don't care about, I'll just leave it unread. But like, if it's like a person, I think Jamie Davis.
I was gonna say, so like Jamie Davis when he emailed us, like,
yeah,
and you just left it.
Back. No, I responded back.
Oh.
You left it because at that point I wasn't logged in. I wasn't grown up enough for the email. Now I'm a big boy. And then check out our Patreon. Go to patreon.com/theeffectsloop. We've got different levels of tiers. I got Scott's Tots. You do the God Bless America level. That'll get you some cool swag whenever we get it in, which we'll be ordering that this week. That's our goal, Chris.
Some kind of swag. Yeah.
Yeah, something this week.
I definitely need to. I'll try to get us stickers this week. So everybody Wednesday, make sure you hold me to that. So that way, if you tag me in the group, I'll actually remember to do it while I'm at work in front of a computer that day.
Order some cool stickers. That'll be a lot of fun. All right, so for the Effects Loop, I'm Diaz.
And I'm Chris.
And we will see you guys next week.
Bye.
Adios.
Energized lives together, we undefeated. I plan to make where there's no gloves needed. When we weed into the mindset of achieving and believing in community that remains happy. Ever after, the world should be one. Hate annihilated, every heart is one. Love again. So don't